5:10, police were called to reports of 2 people injured in 2 locations: Sewell Road, Abbey Wood, and Titmuss Avenue, Thamesmead. The locations are approximately 1 mile apart. Emergency services attended immediately, and at each location they found a 16-year-old boy suffering stab injuries. Tragically, both boys died of their injuries. I can confirm the 2 young boys are Charlie Bartolo and Kiani Solanki. Officers are especially keen to hear from anyone who may have seen a dark-coloured SUV or 4x4 type vehicle with distinctive silver roof bars in the areas around Sewell Road or Titmuss Avenue in the days before and prior to the murders. We have already heard from a number of witnesses, and I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful to them for getting in touch and providing information to the police. I'm appealing for any witnesses who may have seen either incident. I'm also interested in speaking with those who knew Charlie and Kiani and might be able to offer some information or insight into these senseless killings. And we urge you to contact police on 101, giving the reference 4943 of the 26th of November. Information can also be provided to Crime Stoppers anonymously, online, or by calling 0800 555 111. They do not ask your name or trace your IP address. Inquiries are ongoing, and I will therefore offer no further comment at this.
How we doing, guys? Myself, Chris Pettit, OBE, hitting you with a quick one. Real Talk, True Seasons. Don't worry, I'll wait. And first and foremost, I'm just going to jump straight into it. Yeah, I'm going to jump straight into it. If this was about the V, if this was about the vaccine, everyone would be making a pandemic. Everyone would be creating a crisis. Remember when you wasn't allowed to go away and it was all about the vaccine passports and everybody was clicking and sharing and liking? Oh, we need to get petitions. We need to fight back and all the rest of it. We're talking about war in Ukraine. Everyone's talking about that. Everyone's getting on the crisis. Everyone's getting on the uproar, even living costs. But you mean to tell me that young kids are dying on our streets every single day and we don't say nothing? We just keep scrolling past. We keep talking about it. Senseless killings. 2 16-year-old boys have passed away from being fatally stabbed from a mile apart from each other. And we're going to sit there and say, oh no, Chris, man, it's really, really bad. But how can we raise more topics and more importance on other stuff that for me right now doesn't even mean anything? We've been knowing that them guys have been lying for a hot minute. The government been telling us lies. The news has been fake news, fake this. But this is real. This is real news. This is reality. This is another mother that has to cry. This is another brother or sister that's lost their brother or sister. This is another child that's right now gone before too soon. And we sit there in an society and say, when are we going to wake up and smell the coffee? Don't worry, I'll wait. No, guys, I'm sick and I'm tired. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Chris, here we go. He's going to get onto the... I'm not just getting onto the parents. I'm not just getting onto the government. I'm getting onto all of us right now that the fact that we don't raise it enough, the fact that we don't put seriousness on it enough, the fact that our young people are looking around and say to themselves that the fact that they're going around killing each other and we're not even talking about it, we're not raising it, we're not trying to keep our children safe, we're not trying to make sure that we're doing everything in our power. Because when we was on lockdown, man was prepared to protest. When all this just oil and all the rest of it, it's funny how these guys are running around getting enough tension. But at the same time, young kids are falling to the street crime, falling to gangs. Kids are getting stabbed outside schools. Kids are getting stabbed up. Kids are getting strangled. Kids are getting kidnapped. But we're sitting there like, yeah, no, man. Sometimes it's the parents, man. It's the government, man. They need to have harsher laws, Chris, you know. Trust me. Back in our days, we wasn't doing that. It's the social media. Trust me. No, it's the drill music. No, it's a lot of things. But at the same time, who's doing anything about it? Who's really, really stepping up apart from small pockets of people like myself going to schools, colleges, youth clubs, prisons, other people out there on social media trying to get us to come in and try to debate and if not talk about some of the issues that we know that we see every single day. But we'd be happy to talk about love and hip hop. We'd be happy to talk about Love Island. We'd be happy to talk about any of these programs that are reality shows that the fact that it's not even real life, but we're preying on other people's life, feeling that we've got enough 2 pence to put in, but we've got enough to talk about right now within our own community, within our own village. Go and talk to your child. How much of them actually feel safe walking up and down? And if they do feel safe, you got to ask the question, why do you feel safe? Because there's a lot of us that don't feel safe. If your child feels safe, then there's a problem there. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why do you think there's a problem? Well, then that means he's understanding that he's numb to the fact that people are running around stabbing each other and he doesn't care. Or he's a type of young person that's going to be sitting there thinking, well, I'm going to have my knife then and get on my A game up. Because right now, the police ain't going to do nothing. You're not doing nothing. You're too interested in social media. You're too interested in TikTok and everyone's trying to do the bust down. But at the same time, we got young kids getting off their bus from school and if not making it home. 2 young boys killed. Who are they, guys? We know who they are in our community. We're quick to call out things. We're quick to call out when we want justice, when we want peace, when it's the police, when it's Balenciagas, when it's all these kind of companies that come out and do dumb stuff. We're quick to get onto them, but we're not quick to get onto our own community. When we blatantly know outside right now, we know who's done it. We know the young people. We know who they're talking about. And if there's a lot of parents right now that's harboring murderers. Yeah, I said it. There's a lot of parents harboring murderers. And you know that your child is not the greatest cookie. You know your child has done some wrongful things, but you're going to sit there and try and justify it because you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know, or you turned a blind eye. Well, shame on you. Guys, we know who's did it. Please share this message. Let's try and get justice once and for all. And at the same time, sit there and try and plan for a better future for our young people. But what's you guys' thoughts? Comment below.